All right. 20 of Stone Block 4. Now today I'm going to be getting into a whole bunch of stuff that I just kind of that we need to do, but don't necessarily actually need to do. It's mostly stuff I want to do that helps with progression. The main thing being I'm about to fill this hole with our new auto crafting setup because those guys over there, while I could always just make them taller or just like add more stacks to add more capacity, at the moment we're looking at we've used all of this and I only have these slots left to use for more patterns. Not to mention, these aren't as fast as I would like. Now with this hole, I've cut it out to the dimensions that I need to build our new auto crafting setup. I'm going to be getting rid of these after I get it set up, and I will actually be breaking most of these down. I have to keep at least one up so that auto process when it needs to. However, I'm going to be adding a lot more processors down this line, and I'm upgrading all of their capacity to the 256. Or I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to probably be going with like 12, I think. 12 processors. But what we're getting into for what we build, the way this works is you use assembler matrix for the amount I need right here and the amount of walls, and I made just enough build. Boom. And there goes 2 layers of that. All right, 45 of those are done. So the same thing, I'm gonna go on and I'm just gonna slap those down, but before I put down the rest, I'm gonna use nice little pattern with the 5 and then the rest of them, and we are almost done putting this. Need the glass on top of there and on top of there and device online. Boom. And that's where I decided to go. Add a little bit more to the controllers, mostly for aesthetics. I added a lot of processors, so we have a bunch of these. I forget how many it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 of them that are 256K and have like they're a 2x2 up to the length instead of just single. And then I have a bunch of these 16K as the smaller ones with a single. And then I do have 5 of the 256Ks with a single. Basically the way I have this set up is these first 4 I've turned to only use for me. So so I'll always have large space available for my own auto crafts when I request stuff. However, all the stuff that does it on its own through like crafting cards and stuff like that, I have plenty of different things to do that with, and I think I set it up properly to do this. Because I think if I do this one, only requests by automation, so honestly if I just do that, I might be able to use this. Copied, and then, yeah. So all my little ones will only be used for automation. Let's get into Oritech automation. So I do have Oritech already set up in my base, and all the outputs are set up to go right back into my drawer system. However, this is a personal crafting area. I would craft it myself and it would just go back into the system. I want to get these things set up on request crafting so I can use AE2 to say I want this many things, and if it needs Oritech to craft it, then it should be able to do that. So I'm thinking this is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to run my smart cables underneath here. I'm going to do a lot of my Oritech stuff along this line. So starting with the assembler, I'm going to put that one right here. And then I'm using Elite machine cores, which are fairly high up, allows a lot more add-ons, because my intention is to use add-ons, quite a bit of them. And real quick, because I'm going to want these too, I'm no longer going to be using regular pattern cores, or pattern providers. I'm going to be using the ME extended ones because they have a lot more inventory on them. And I'm just going to grab those ones. So I'm going to start off, I'll have one sitting here that will be able to input to here. And then we're going to be doing this the super easy way, because this doesn't have like its own thing where you can like choose where it outputs to or anything. But using our normal tricks, we should be able to just output with a pipe. That's already set to output, it just didn't make it look different. So if I stick this in here, it doesn't automatically pull. That is actually really good. That means it may pull if it's in that slot, but I can't put anything there until this is powered up and being used. Alright, so now we can see this. Let's see if it'll actually work. Yep, it's not pulling out what it doesn't need to, and it pulls out the final product. No need to sort. That is awesome. So now, knowing that we can do this, since this is what we're going to be using to craft the first 5 stages of our upgrades, I'm thinking I may want to move this to the other side and connect up 2 of these to the same pattern provider. So now if I do like multiple requests, it should split it. So if I say I want like 32 of these, I have all the stuff for it, and it has split 16 crafts a piece. But as you can see, it's not the fastest. So I'm going to take some time off camera to use this little setup to start making more. And in the meantime, let me go ahead and, where was it? There it is. I'll make sure I'm pulling this cable along. I'm going to bring it all the way out, and eventually we will camouflage this cable to look just like the floor. Now, I wanted to do some centrifuges the same way, so I'm going to go ahead and I think this angle is, yeah, it's the proper angle. I'm going to do one there, and then there, and there. And these only take 1. But we're going to do the same thing where I'm going to have pattern providers between them, and then should be able to do the same amount of add-on space. Mostly going to be using this for the top sections and then the end, and then one side for each of them, so it'll give me like 5 slots because I won't be able to use this center section between them on both of them. Alright, so I ran into an issue while setting up the blueprints, when I got to efficiency add-on tier 3s, it starts to ask for blaze gold, which is with just our add-ons, you know, the goo. I knew I was going to have to automate this at some point, but I guess that point is now. Well, I've got everything I need for the most part. So the way I like to do this is I'll start with setting up the center. So I'm going to go boom. And then I want to get one of them up here. And then I'm going to have a bit of a gap. And right there. Then I'm going to just take these out. The intention is to only give spots that we want blocks to get placed down. By doing it like exposed areas are that, and we will duplicate this. Should be okay. And this is one of the ones that actually sets up super easy, just like a lot of the other things I've been using. And I think down, I think we want up, because I think that means place on top. But we have it visible right now. Right there, and then, nope, we want to go negative. Go up 1. And then we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and it looks like Z is where I'm going to have to keep pushing it. 4, I think. No, 3 would have done it. Or the 3.5. No, 3. So, now, to test this, I'm just going to take a gate, make sure it's powered, and then yeah, this'll. It's been a second since I set this up last time. Because we also need to charge these, which is what I got the clicker for. A little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the render off on that one since I know it works. I don't want it. Dang, I was hoping I could just rotate it or something. Because now I have to go back into here and... adjust our things. Give me my clicker. Just want to set that up like that. And then, similarly, stick that there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should put it right in the center. Up 1. But instead, this time all I'm going to do is increase. And that should get both of these in here. And then I should be able to with shimmer goo allow, and then you should be able to put ender pearls in here. But right, because otherwise you'll just end all of your ender pearls. It'll just sit there and just keep on adding them even though it doesn't need it. So one of the easiest ways to do this is I take out one of these. Actually, not that one. Bring it down here. To do... If I just do... There we go. The filled cardboard box. And then this watch of flowing time. Be able to stick that right there. Shift right click, take the cardboard box off. Put this in there. Should reach like this whole section right here. So now I think if I... Ferrocore. Oh yeah, look how much faster that goes. But now I should be able to... Yeah, I can make some atomic forges. I think I want to... And then the second one. Right here. Eh. And... I just go back to Oritech. Yep. So now I should be able to just go like this. Click. Click. Yep. Click. Click. You should be able to for boost how much they can, 40k transfer rate with it. Without it, I think it's like 1k. Alright, and I made some adjustments to it. It's not over here anymore. I moved it down to this corner, and I added add-ons and did more lasers per. So I do four lasers in, all with 8 upgrades apiece. Right now I'm actually working on getting all tier 7, which is the highest I'll be able to craft at the moment. I need a full stack of them because it's 8, 16, 24, 32, and then 32 times 2, 64. So one full stack of them to get this whole thing upgraded and make it go even faster. Because right now it's doing 41,000 RF per tick on the tier 5s. Once the tier 7s are done, which is what this one's crafting. This one's crafting tier 6s. Once the tier 7s are all done and I replace it, this will be about as fast as I can craft it to be until I get into tier 8. Alright, well I guess I'll just do some of the empowering stuff since I'm still waiting on that anyway. So you're going to take a modular router. I'm going to put mine in the corner right here. Put a pattern extender, extended pattern provider right next to it. The way we're going to be doing this in here is we're going to start with a sender module, and we're going to stick that onto here. And that's honestly all we really need to do with this. Put that into there. Then we'll take our distributor module and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again, we'll go right back in here, put it in there. And then the puller module is where we actually have to do something. So we'll go ahead and open this up. I'm going to stick it on whitelist, and we're going to fill its whitelist with stuff that I want it to be able to pick up. And for this instance, it's going to be empowered blocks. So I'm just going to do empowered Inori block, empowered Redstonia, Palace, put that on the center there, and we'll get back into here, stick that in. Oh yeah, and I forgot the one last thing is we're going to do the same thing where we whitelist it, put all the same blocks into here, and then instead we're going to go and right click onto there. Come back into here, and that should work just fine. I'm going to get some speed upgrades, so this is just faster to do. It'll take 9 to max it. We can go drawer there. So now, there. Laser pointed down. And item collector. Slap that on there. Sure it's at, not that way, we want that way. There. Just in case things move around, because they do like to bounce. And then we can turn that. But we're going to stick that there. And that'll just dump things out. The regular block. Now if this works the way I think it should put it out here, get turned into something, and then one empowered, Oh dang, I think I did the I did the regular Westonia block like really quickly. I wanted an empowered though. Oh, it's working! Now let's see if it pulls it back off the way it's supposed to. I hate there's no like progress bar. Bada bing. Well, with that, we got our new computing room set up and set up all of the auto crafting for Oritech, as well as getting them fully upgraded and got some atomic reforgers going. We've got one more machine that I want to set up for Oritech. We'll do next episode, and then we'll probably push the rest of that wormite section, since we kind of already pushed that way already. And then after that, we'll jump into the ancient city to do that dungeon afterward. I kind of got caught up with wanting to expand upon my new fancy room. But one more episode of setting up automation, and then we will get into the dungeons. Well, you guys know the drill. Leave a little love, leave a little hate, whatever you do at the end of the day. Remember, most important thing is you have a good one.